reruns of them UFC fights and just watch Khabib fucking choke Conor McGregor ass out, and I'm like, oh, like I'm seeing it for the first time, like, oh shit. Damn.
All right. So good people, we back with another episode of We Need to Talk. Got my two cousins from Atlanta. I got Sherwin and I got Paul on with me.
Oh, yo.
Evening, fellas. What's going on with y'all this evening?
Yep. All right. What's up?
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
All right. So there's so much going on out here. I should have just balled up a couple pieces of paper and threw it on the floor and picked them up just to see where to start. I think a good place to start. I was taking some notes earlier. You know, I'll start with the Pope. How about that? And y'all, so I don't know if y'all saw the Pope's comments, but I did. The article was long as hell. I read a decent amount of it, but pretty much the Pope said that he's okay with same-sex, civil unions.
Mm-hmm.
What are y'all thoughts on that?
He called it exactly that, same-sex civil unions.
Same-sex civil unions is what he called it. He did an interview, and I cannot pronounce the writer's name, but pretty much the writer was asking him a whole bunch of questions. I think it said that the interview was done in 2013, and
really?
they said he pretty much stood by it, but kind of, I guess, shied away from it.
Wow.
Okay.
You know, more recently, but he said he's okay with same-sex civil unions, and that he was saying that they deserve to be in the church and deserve to be heard, and things along those lines. I'm not, going word for word from the article, but he was just saying that, why should they be denied, access to church and being brought in and all that type stuff. So it was kind of shocking to read, but it was very interesting to hear. I'll save my comments on it till after I hear what you all have to say about it.
Yeah, Sharon, go ahead.
That's an extreme subject right there. That's wow. Like, coming from a Christian background, I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. Just being an individual living in the world we live in today. Like, and I try to remove all judgment out of my life so I won't be judged.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think to myself, at what point does that conflict with my own beliefs? At what point do you start blurring the lines? And I try to leave all judgment to God, because that's where I'm at now. I'm a spiritual person. I don't claim any religion, but I do believe in God, and I do believe that he's the author and finisher of our faith. So if that's the case, then at the end of the day, he'll judge us all according to what we do. So in one hand, I feel him on the inclusion. On the other side, I do understand and I respect people who have religious background and people who hold tight to their faith, and I know that they're gonna have a problem with that. So I'm torn, but again, I like how he said civil union.
Mm-hmm.
He was very strategic in that, I believe. He didn't say marriage, and I feel like same-sex relationships. I feel like that's a good term. I feel like that's a good word for it. I may be wrong. People who are in the gay community, LGBTQ community may feel differently on that, but I feel like, okay, you have a right to be together. You have a right to all that affords you as far as health care, as far as taxes are concerned, as far as real estate is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
All of that, all what the law affords regular marriages, but I feel that marriage is between a man and a woman. And if he wants to call it civil union, I could agree with that. And Yeah, I mean, if he's the Pope and he's the head of the Catholic Church, he's going to get a lot of backlash for it, but he's going to get a lot of support as well. You know?
Yeah, this is what this is just a small part of the article. It says what we have to create is a civil union law. The Pope says in the film that was released in Rome on Wednesday. He said that way they are legally covered.
Right.
And
Right.
and they were saying that how the LGBT community, and I'm not leaving out a letter. That's what it says in the Washington Post.
Mm.
But it was just saying that how a lot of their supporters and Catholic LGBT, were very happy, and that he came out and said this, and they were saying that Pope, this is Francis, right? Yeah, Pope Francis, how you know he's directly going, not intentionally, but he's directly going against, I guess, what the previous popes, were going against. So,
Right.
so what say you, Paul? What's your
Well,
take
I,
on it?
what Sharon said, I am 100% with. Like for instance, one of my issues I had with President Obama is the gay marriage
Right.
thing. He did a great job as a president, yeah, but when it came to the gay community, he afforded them every opportunity he could have. He bent over backwards, including going with gay marriage. And to me, that was a wrong move, in the sense that, sure, you should be afforded every right as any other person, but even as a couple, if you're in the hospital, you need to go see your partner. Perfectly fine. You get benefits, medical benefits, all that. That you can be put in a will, all that other stuff. But I agree with what Sharon says. When it comes to marriage, I believe that's between a man and a woman, and that's where it stops for me. This Pope is quite radical, so I'm waiting to see what else comes up, because believe me, there's gonna be some backlash. All right, but the last thing I'm going to say, is, a lot of Catholics, especially, stifle themselves because of their religion. Stifle them sexually, politically, a lot of ways. Abortion. So maybe this will make them live a little freer, because a religion should not stifle you as a person. No God would want you to live of what you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Because the reason I was waiting to hear what you all had to say was because my thinking is, and like I said, me just being me, it's just that I wonder if any of this had anything to do with all of the sex allegations and stuff against the priests and stuff in the Catholic Church. I'm not saying that he doesn't believe in what he said, but I wonder if that played a part in any of it, because at least, and this is my thinking, is just that maybe in his eyes, well, if I guess okay it or say that I agree with it, maybe to take some of the sting off of what happened. Not saying that what they did to the altar boys and stuff when they were young was right, but maybe he's trying to find a way to kind of put a little spin on it to help his fellow brothers out or something. I don't know. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but for that to come out now, I understand it's because a documentary was just released in I don't know when. I don't know if in Rome if I don't know what their time difference is compared to ours, but it said it came out Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. I don't know if they're however many hours ahead of us or behind.
Yeah, they're about 6 hours ahead of us.
Okay, so so I don't know. I mean, there could be a lot of different things that went into that thinking, but I mean, for me, it's to each his own. The only thing I say, and I think we're all on the same page, is just don't put the shit in my kid's face. That's just my stance with it. I don't really, it doesn't bother me what other people do in their house, who they love. Hey, everybody got to love somebody. Like Sherwin says, not my job to judge. You know what I mean? When we all make it to heaven, whether you're afforded entry through the pearly gates or not, it's not my job to judge you prior to to us getting there. So it's just, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like you said, it's sort of a relief for, I guess, the highest religious person to come out and say something like that. Like you said, it's going to be interesting over the next couple of weeks to hear what people have to say regarding him.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear. I'll tell you.
Oof. He's like
Mm-mm.
he's like a Supreme Court justice, he
Mhm.
can't be removed unless he does something completely out the way and immoral.
And even then,
They
I
will,
don't think.
right, and even then they will have to like, I don't know how they would remove him, but that's a lifetime appointment. You
Yeah.
know, he, and that's something that they will have to deal with. Each individual, each Catholic person
Mhm.
individually will have to deal within themselves and how they're going to move on in their faith,
Yeah.
because if the Pope says, hey, it's okay for civil unions within the church now,
Mhm.
he didn't stop to say, hey, civil unions, fine, it's okay, be who you want to be. He said within the church, come one, come all, and you shouldn't be excluded. So that means that if you coming up to the altar with your significant other of the same sex, I can't look at you in sideways or with no contempt at all. Like, you're welcome here.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. And the Catholic religion is huge. And can you? It's going to be some widespread backlash when it comes to this, and it's going to be very interesting. And you make a very interesting point too, because that's where naturally your mind goes,
Mhm.
when you think about why did he do this. And naturally, with all the things that have been going on within the Catholic Church for years, with
Yeah.
with sexual abuse of young boys, that's gonna come up. It's gonna be in the back of everyone's mind, like, whoa, like, what were you thinking? Like, is
Hmm.
this a cover up? Are you condoning
Mhm.
that behavior? Not
Yeah.
not only is the priest supposed to be celibate, well, not having sex at all, period, supposed to be a
Mhm.
virgin. you know you're having sex with young boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and you would, and I don't know if he's addressed that to full extent, but he's fully addressed this situation, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
that's gonna definitely warrant him to
Jeez.
speak up, because he's gonna have to say something in
Yeah.
regards to that.
Because
Yeah. I mean,
this is a, oh, I'm sorry, Paul, I didn't mean to cut you off, but this
no,
this
go.
the other part of it, other part of his statement: homosexual people have a right to be in a family. They're children of God and have a right to a family. Nobody should be thrown out or be made miserable over it.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. So then, some of the teachers in the Bible conflicts with what he's saying directly.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know how this is going to work now, because you're not speaking from scripture, brother. You're speaking from popular opinion, I believe. You know.
You know how many rosary beads probably popped today?
Oh God.
I mean, it's just, I mean, it's the truth. It's just, could you imagine
Oh,
some old
man,
lady sitting at home, massaging the beads or whatever the official name of it is.
quite a stroke.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And just pop the beads. They probably got heard this and just lost it.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure.
I'm hmm, that's imagine you're Catholic. You take a Orthodox Catholic stance on religion, like you're to the letter, and
Life, yeah.
your child is homosexual, and today the Pope has came out and said they have a right, not only the right, but they should be respected, loved, cherished, and in the church. And now they're looking at you like, see, what's wrong with you?
Yep.
I
What's
mean,
wrong
I,
with the Pope? Our father said it's okay, but you still holding on, man. It's gonna be so much conflict.
Be some rough times in some families, and then right before the
What?
holidays too.
Oh man, oh man.
What? What? And if
Th-
you stick to that belief, that original to the letter biblical belief, and you might be put out the church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you too
You,
conservative now, well,
yeah,
you too conservative for us. Hold up,
yeah, you
we
gotta
moving.
go.
We moving in a more moderate or liberal direction now. This is too conservative because I always felt the Catholic Church was too conservative. You know, there's no way you can live a true life with all those restrictions on you. It's no way.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, even they even question your thoughts. You can't
Mm-hmm.
fantasize about Sister Mary walking past.
Right.
Tilly's bunks, and you can't even look at her like, oh, Sister Teresa, what's up? You can't even do that. So, I
Right.
mean, this
Right.
this is interesting right here.
I mean, this is that's a long conversation. Like I said, I'm gonna make sure I put a Google alert on that and keep up with that one because, like I said, that's a conversation that's gonna be going on for a long, at least.
Oof.
Now we got something else to talk about besides the presidential debates and elections and all that craziness.
For
Oh
real.
man, craziness is right. You're right,
Right. As long as he's Pope, this is gonna be the conversation. Period.
man. Shoot, the radical
He
pope.
can't, he can't talk about nothing else from here on out. You gonna want to talk about world hunger? They're gonna be like, but yeah, we
but
understand that. That's
but
all good and all, but
Father,
yeah. Are you gay Pope? Are you? I want to know.
mm,
He's
that's where it's
never
gonna
gonna.
go.
That's
That's
where
where
it's
it's
gonna
gonna
go.
go.
somebody gonna hit him with that question, and it's gonna be interesting to see what outlet is gonna have that person. Whether somebody's gonna throw that question out there. It's gonna have to be on
Mm.
something wild that they come out and ask him that question because it's gonna and then the whole room, what they say, they clutching their pearls, the whole room gonna
Man,
spin around and look at
Man,
that person. Everybody's thinking it, but that one person is gonna be the hero of the room to ask
jeez.
the question.
Did
Woo.
you
Or
just
the air gonna
ask?
leave the room.
Did
Or
you
the air
ask the
gonna.
Holy Father if he was
Mm.
homosexual?
Hey,
Mm.
don't be surprised if during that press conference when that question get asked, if you hear what the fuck in the Vatican.
Oh man.
Ah.
Oh
Oh
man.
man.
You know what though? If he becomes too much radical, more than what this is,
Oh
don't be
yeah.
surprised if he turned up missing.
Yeah.
Or all of a sudden
Whew.
he retires.
Hey.
And there's only
Woo.
been one pope have ever retired, as far as I know. The
Right.
previous pope. So yeah.
What, was that the Da Vinci Code or whatever?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I watched too much Da Vinci Code,
Man,
man.
listen.
Oh my God,
That's a
man.
powerful organization, aside
Yeah,
from
it
being
is.
a religious organization. So
Angels and demons, all that. That's
they're not
all.
gonna let the society crumble over
No,
one man. No, they're not.
no. You're right. You're right. That holds a lot of political weight. What he said.
Yeah.
That holds a lot of weight.
I'm
And
even.
Man.
I'm still shocked when I read it. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm shocked.
he
now
read. He didn't. He doesn't go light on it. He went
he
heavy
went,
mayo with extra cheese on it. I mean,
and
man.
he went all in. I guess he figured. He said, once he said it, it was just like,
Yeah.
it's
So
out there now. I might as well just get it all out and just go for it. Whatever happens, happens. And now I don't know. I hope it's probably gonna have subtitles, but I'm interested to take a peek at that documentary just to get the full grasp or context of what he's saying. Because, like I said, only thing I could read is what's in the Washington Post and New York Times and stuff. But it'll be interesting to hear it come directly from him. Just to
a good source might be the BBC because they'll be more expanded on it. They'll give you a better reporting on that because American journalism only really want to deal with America. And American,
what you call it? I think it was on Vice News too. I think that'd be a good place to possibly Vice News, because Vice News will give it to you straight.
Yeah, it's gonna be more to come. That's for sure. They're not gonna leave him alone on that one at all.
No, even when he retire, whatever the case is, try to step down. That's a part of his legacy now. It's good, bad, or indifferent, depending, whatever side of the fence you fall on with it.
Yeah.
It's just a part of him now, part of his legacy,
Right.
no matter what.
Because like Paul said, what we're gonna remember Obama for is his stance on the gay community,
Mhm.
especially us as Black people. That's what we remember him for. I know I do. I do. I feel you did more for gay rights than you did for us. Period.
Yeah,
And I'm
absolutely.
sorry, I can't be a Black president in my second term and not make people and piss people all the way off.
Man, I'm telling you. This is what I'm saying. You got 2 terms. The first term, you try to please a few people, But second term, you got nothing to lose, bro.
Yep. They're gonna be like, hold on, what you doing in the Treasury? Reparations. Like, I'm taking all this money out of here. Like,
who's this Black lady in the $20 bill? Who's this Black woman in the $20 bill?
Right.
Yep.
I mean, and like I said, this dude in the White House now, gave you he gave you he's given us clear vision of what you can do as a president. I'm not even talking about all the illegal stuff. I'm talking about, you don't want to agree with me? Cool.
The legal.
I could veto this. And
he tests every boundary of the presidency of the executive branch. He tests from the Justice Department, suing people for him personally. I mean, what? I mean, he's tested every. You know what? The checks and balances is not working because ain't nobody checking them.
Right. Hold on one second, fellas.
Yeah, but I could jump off that one because it's some other ones, and like I said, I totally flipped my order, which was which was intentional, because I said if we stick to the good stuff that we want to talk about, we'd have been on that those 1 or 2 for a good hour.
Man, listen. Then you got some of these things you got to tread lightly too, because this platform is not to offend anybody, but we have our view. We brought up a certain way, so we don't want to give a one-sided perspective on anything. But damn it,
and that's what I said. I don't, that's what I said. The first judging people on that is, like I said, that's the furthest thing from my thing. I think my stance is, for the most part, has always been, hey, live and let live.
Yeah,
it's not. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's regardless of how people look at it, it's some helpful, some great gay, straight, homosexual, whatever term you go with, LGBT, is some good people out there. So you can't.
Yeah, I mean, they've all contributed to society some good way or the other. So we can't really judge by their lifestyle.
Right.
My beef with that is, I don't like when a person of the LGBT, like the numbers, the alphabet people I call them, without disrespect, come and tell me, well, I should understand because I'm Black. No, I was born this. I can't change this. I can't pretend to be this. That's your lifestyle. Lifestyle choices, and me being this, because they've yet to prove to me that there's a gay gene. But that's a different conversation. We won't even get into that because that can be taken the wrong way as well. I'm not trying to legitimize who you are. If you say this is who you are, this is who you are. I respect it. But, I know who I am. And then, there's no comparison for the two as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's crazy to me.
Yeah, so we'll leave that one alone before we get ourselves in trouble with that one.
Yeah.
We'll end up down a rabbit hole and then look back. Like, the fuck did we get way down here?
Right, be banned off YouTube.
We'll be on some Nick Cannon situations now.
Be standing out on the corner, begging, dancing and shining shoes or something.
Yep.
Right. I just don't like being rolled up into just under one umbrella. Because you're Black, you should understand what I'm like. I just that rubs me the wrong way, that you're trying to equate civil rights movement to your movement. You're trying to roll all of that in, and I get it. because the civil rights movement birthed every movement.
Yep.
Yes,
From
absolutely,
women's rights to gay rights, all of it. All of
absolutely.
it. So I'm not mad at you. I can understand fully why you're attaching yourself to it, but don't do that. Don't say you should understand because you're black. You have a, if you're not black and you're saying that, you definitely don't understand our struggle, at all.
Absolutely, because let me tell you, from so we had um, Civil War, we
Yep.
had reconciliation, we had Jim Crow, we had
Yep.
segregation, we had the civil rights movement. It's been about 100 years, and we haven't gotten what you've gotten from 1981 to
Right.
2000, no, to 2000, what, 8, 9?
Mhm.
Yep.
That's what, 20 something years. You've gotten so far ahead than we as a people with our struggle have gotten.
Still
Right.
So
playing.
you gotta understand,
Right.
the two things don't equate at all.
And
Right.
I think part of that disconnect too is more the media, because I think if you sit down and you have a good back and forth conversation with somebody of the LGBTQ community, I think it's a good conversation to have. And it's just like I said, you got to have that conversation with that right person, because if you're going into it and you're trying to have that conversation with somebody that's coming at it from an angry standpoint, you're not going to hear what they're saying, and they're not going to try and hear what you got to say. So it's just,
Yeah, because like for the transsexual ones, and they're mostly the male transsexuals. They're the ones who've been murdered at a high rate. I don't condone that at all.
At all.
yeah.
I don't condone any kind of behavior like that. We come from Caribbean background where we have laws and the government laws that restrict that kind of behavior and that kind of lifestyle and that kind of um, taken up part of. But that doesn't define for us growing up into this American world. We don't bring that old way of thinking to the new way of thinking, or to the new our new way of life or living. But
Mhm.
we have a value system that some things we can deviate from to a certain
Right.
degree. If my son comes and tell me that I'm gay, I won't throw him. I won't close the door on him.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be happy and jump for joy and flip over because that's not something I would want. But I would not
Right.
reject my child. And I'm pretty sure most people have family members, knowingly or unknowingly, are living that lifestyle, and we love them equally. So
Right.
you can't, that's the thing. People confuse these. Oh, because you don't agree, you hate it. No, no. Or because you don't agree with what a Jewish person say, you're anti-Semitic. No, no. I just don't. It's my opinion. I just don't agree.
But that's the
You
thing
know.
nowadays you're not allowed to have your own opinion. It's the media said this person said that, you got to
Right.
go along with it. And the crazy thing is that is the last thing I'll say, because like I said, we still traveling down this road.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
we do.
the last
The
thing
whole
I'll
is
say
good.
about it is that I think the saddest and the craziest part about it is when you have go upstairs, boy. Yo,
My man Jace.
beat it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I say all the time. Like you don't have to love black people. You don't have to eat with us. You don't have to do anything. Go out your way to enjoy our presence at all. But one thing you shall do is respect us.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one thing you shall do is you're gonna respect us. You're not we all we asking for simply is for you to get your foot off our neck.
Yep.
That's it. And
You
let us
know.
be. I'm
You
not
know.
gonna
Like.
block anyone in the LGBT community from getting access to anything. If I have a job and you're qualified, by all means, I'm gonna hire you. By all means. So all I ask is you get your foot off our neck.
Yeah.
Period. So my belief don't have nothing to do with me respecting you or not allowing you to eat and function as a full human person.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And one of the funnier things is when we try to be separate, you burn us down, you kill us, you murder us.
Right.
pick a poison, bro. Either leave us alone or
Leave us alone.
or something, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want your own bathroom? Okay, you got your own bathroom. Okay.
Well, leave us alone.
But they don't. I mean, but people don't seem to understand that. What I was saying before, before Jace came down, was that I think the craziest thing is when you have when you have religious people that go out there that kill and kill LGBTQ and come after us and all this stuff, and then say they're doing it in the name of God. I'm like, how is that? That he, God didn't tell you to go out and kill all of these people, because I'm like, if the person is innocent, whatever, why are you the judge and jury of that? You know what I mean? And it's just, and that's a whole nother topic. So let me get off that before we.
No, I mean it is a conversation. We talking,
No, we talking, but that conversation to go so left. Like I said, I think we would somebody to represent the LGBTQ or whatever, somebody to come on and have that conversation. Because I said that at least that way, because like I said,
right,
I think all of us we're open-minded enough to where
we
have that conversation without attacking the person or feel like the person is us even talking to the person is gonna damn us to hell or any craziness that
let me say this too. One of the funniest things for me as a person, and you guys know me very well, one of my favorite rap lines is, I think whoever said, I like girls who like girls. It's funny. That's one of my favorite rap lines. It's funny to me. As what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
hey man.
No,
we're very biased.
We
very biased.
We'll definitely have to come back and touch on that when we get some more folks on for that one. But this is another thing. Like I said, I totally flipped the order of the stuff that I wrote down. So with this administration, and parse my words so I don't say the wrong thing, but with this administration, did y'all see the article where there's 545 kids in these damn concentration camps? I know they want to put a nice name on it, but 545 kids in these concentration camps, and they can't find their parents.
Yep. That broke my heart when I read that.
Of course
we have one right here in Georgia.
Yeah.
That's it.
Broke my heart. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, so for whatever reason you decided you need to detain me and my child. We understand the reasons. Laws are the laws, right? But then you separate my child and you separate me. You didn't give me a wristband with a number 245 and her with a number 245, so we know, well, she belongs to this person. That was common sense. Now what? Those kids are going to be scarred for life. The parents are going to be scarred for life. Now what? I mean, where do you go? How do you fix this?
I don't. Go ahead, cuz I was about to. I'll wait. But what are your thoughts on it? I mean, I know us as parents, we're all in the same boat, but it's just.
This blends in with every conversation that we have, right? It comes down to basic human rights. It comes down to empathy, right? If you don't feel nothing when someone gives you those numbers, something is wrong. How can you have kids in confinement, really, and you have no plan for them whatsoever? These are children. Like, you separate them from their family. I'd rather you just gather them all up and turn them around and send them right back home before you put them in cages and separate them from their parents, and now you have no clue who is who. That's sad. Like that goes beyond barbarity, and we have the nerve to tell other countries how they should act and how they should be.
Let me
America should be invaded on that principle alone.
Let me add this
How is
too.
that any different from the Holocaust? How?
Let me add this part to it, bro. Not only are they separating these kids are being molested. The girls, once they have periods, what they find out is they had a certain doctor giving these girls hysterectomies
And the
Right, right.
doctor's not even on anybody's books. They don't even know who the hell the doctors are. So they say it's just
I
Lies.
mean, what kind of cruelty is this? How savage is this?
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of assholes. Just I mean, because I mean, there's so much I want to say, but the craziest thing is just like you said, just that number alone. When I read that, I'm just looking at it like 545 fucking kids that,
Yep.
and you don't know where their parents are. And I said, who, whatever genius thought this shit up was just
Uh,
evil or stupid or both. Because I'm like, now if you look at it, you can't find their parents. So now what's the next move? You're just gonna pack up 545 kids, and even if they're spread out throughout, different areas, you're gonna send back, let's say, 100 kids to, to Venezuela and all these other countries. So it's just like you got all these damn kids. So even if you don't send them back, so now you're gonna take 545 kids. What are you gonna do? Put them in a foster care system that's
that, that's
already
exact. That's
that's
exactly what
already
they.
overrun
That's
and shit.
exactly what they're gonna do. And the funny thing is too, you know, even if they said it, they didn't make the numbers. We don't know who's who, but you know who you deported.
Hmm.
You know, at some point, it's a paper trail. At some point, you know this person came with a kid or two or three. So you go back, do the homework, do the hard work. But what they're saying is no possible way. Come on now, those words shouldn't even be uttered. No possible way you can find these kids' parents.
It's
Come
a
on, I'm bet you there's somebody at the border knocking. You have my kid. Give me my kid back. Listen to that guy.
they
Who's
know
your kid?
they do they have too much pride. And if you want to see, and I'm gonna look for it right now while we talking. But there's a documentary on Netflix that deals with ICE and all of this stuff, and them, and they're going from Texas, Atlanta, New York. They're all over the place, and they're just rounding people up and taking them. And they have a couple of scenes on there where they separate, the father from his child. He didn't see his kid, I think, for like 3-4 months or something. And it's just like,
I would lose it.
and the dude is on there crying, and I'm just like, how could you not feel? And then
Some kind of
you can't. How do
sympathy.
you feel nothing doing
Nothing.
the job? And I get it, a job is a job, but at some point you got to look at it and go, I
No.
can't do this. You might as well go be a street cop or something. I'm like, I'm not holding on to a job that's gonna send me home feeling like shit every night. Because
Can I say something about that really quick too?
go ahead.
Like, my travels, I go through border patrol a lot.
Mhm.
And what was surprising to me is that most of these guys are Hispanic, Mexican even. And most of these guys barely speak English.
Mhm.
And to you to do that to your own people,
Mhm.
Hey,
I'm
our
like,
people,
wow.
our
Yep.
people do it to us. I mean, not saying that is right, but I'm just saying our
Yeah.
people do it to us too, and it's just ridiculous. But I really don't see how you go home and sleep at night, even with this. Just seeing,
Kiss your
like I
wife
said,
and look at your kids and think, well, damn, I just deported 10 of these, 10 of
it,
my own.
Mm. That's how it's done. That's how it's done.
Jeez.
When you employ people to do a job against their own, that's how you sleep because then you can justify it.
Yeah.
Like,
You're absolutely right.
if they do it,
you just,
why should if they don't feel shit, why should we?
why should we? Why should we? They look. They agree with us. They know they came here legally. Why
Yeah.
why can't why can't they come here legally? Why can't they do the same as everyone else? But
Yep.
you're not looking at the whole picture because you have no empathy. You're
None.
very ignorant to the way the world works. So
Because,
you
they
can
never went
justify it and
anywhere.
you can sleep at night.
Yep. I
Right.
tell people that.
You can go to Kroger and Publix and buy a loaf of bread without being harassed.
Hmm.
You can send your kid to school without fear of them, coming home
Dying or
or
not
be
coming
or
home.
dying or not coming home or being enlisted into a gang or being jumped into a gang or being raped into a gang.
Mm-hmm.
This is what goes on in Guatemala. This is what goes on in Honduras.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of these countries that are in Latin America, Central America, South America.
Yep.
Venezuela has no government whatsoever.
None. Yep.
None.
And it's all piling
So
into Guyana right now as we speak, by the way. But yeah.
right, right. So
Yep.
it's a free for all. So if it's a difference between my kid surviving or not, yeah, I'm gonna move.
I'm even gonna lie and tell you why I'm moving just to get the hell
right.
out of there.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go, and it's just as natural as anything else in the
Survival.
world. When I make a decision about morals, I look at things that are natural in life, in the world, just occur naturally without the influence of anything else, right?
Yep.
So if you're thinking about the jungle in Africa, if there's no rain, the rain season is over and it's dry, them animals ain't sticking around, bro.
No.
Them animals ain't
Nope.
sticking around, so they
Nope.
die of dehydration. They gonna go to the next place raining, and the next place I could get a sip of water and kill some elks. That's
Yep.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna drink. It's a natural thing. So what
Yep.
makes humans believe that I'm gonna sit in a situation that is not optimal for me? I'm gonna move.
Yep.
That's natural.
Survival is a natural instinct. People don't understand that.
And it's the basic human instinct, and they
But
don't understand.
the hypocrisy is they left England, the pilgrims that is, for survival reasons. They came here and took these people land and did whatever they had to do to get it too. Got them
And to
sick,
keep it and to
murdered
keep it
them.
100, and to keep it 100 with that, they weren't living that bad.
Nope.
They weren't.
They weren't even living that bad. Oh, you paying a little more taxes than you want to. Oh, taxation without representation. I'm out. Yeah, that's the rest of the whole world that y'all oppressed. Getting taxed without representation. I'm getting taxed right now. And I don't have no representation.
Yep, absolutely right.
So you know what I'm saying? Stupid shit. Stupid. Oh, I don't want to. I want to be able to worship on my day. And the king said I got to do this way. We out. I'm not getting enough bread because the parliament and whoever is in charge getting all the money. I'm not. So we out. Some spoiled fucking brat shit they ran away from.
Yeah.
But motherfuckers is running for some real shit and they can't understand that.
There you go. I found the name of the documentary is Immigration Nation.
Oh God.
And
Every time I see that, skip past it. Every time.
That shit is so heartbreaking to sit there and watch that shit. And like I said, I like documentaries and stuff, so I can sit there and watch it. But that shit there, I was just like you said, just to sit there and watch it and just think like, this is the shit that they're doing, and they're okay with it. The sad part about it is when you watch it, you got these dumbasses sitting in there that's laughing and high-fiving, talking about rounding up the illegals and all that. Like you said, if I'm trying to survive, I'm gonna take that chance
The thing is though,
because of the survival, me coming here trying to survive. Of course, there's always death involved in it because there's a scene where one of the young boy, I think he's like 14, 15, and you see, I mean, and the sad part is he was so out of it. Like he picked up a cactus to eat the cactus, drink the cactus. I mean, he got the quills or whatever in his lips, in his hand.
Oh God.
I mean, the shit is just ridiculous. But then when you watch it, I mean, to see these assholes high-fiving and they okay with it, it's just like I don't see how. Like I said, I don't get it, because even after, at some point, something has to hit you and you like, the shit's not right. At some point it got to hit you.
Let me tell you, the one thing that hurt me more than anything I've ever seen was when they opened the back of that truck and see all those people dead in that tractor trailer.
Shit.
I said, oh my God, the evil that men do to ourselves and the risks that we take for survival. Because people come here, and we've been to other places. We all have been places. This is not the nicest place.
No.
Nah. Nope. It ain't. Far from it.
And the crazy is, like I said, that just lets you know that the fact that they're trying to do anything possible to get here, and their thing is just like, I'm gonna die trying to get out of here. Because there's a guy in the documentary, I don't want to give too much away about the documentary, but there's a guy in the documentary that's telling him, if you send me back, I'm going to be killed. I think his father, his brothers all got killed in whatever country he was from, and he's telling them, if you send me back, they're going to kill me. And they're just looking at him like, what do you want me to do? All right, you gotta go. And it's
Wow.
just like it's crazy.
My God, man.
And man, this country got a reckoning coming. It's happening right now.
Yeah.
I feel like, we're falling apart at the seams.
Well, we fell
And
apart. This guy, Jamil was saying earlier, he tested the norms or tested the boundaries,
yeah,
but then he deteriorated some of the things that. One thing I love about this country, from the person who studied politics and law and government, the Constitution was built so it could be improved upon, and it wasn't like it's not a loose document. It's not like a cheap paper. It was written so it could be improved, but it's still solid. You know what I'm saying? And this guy is testing all it. Like, for instance, if I lose, I'm not to get in office. All these other things he's been doing, he's deteriorated this democracy that they have here, that they hold true and dare. And the funny thing is, they're following him. They're cheering him on. Go for it.
yeah,
Go for it, Donnie. Go for it. You can do it.
man, this country has never dealt with their violent past, so
They don't want to.
they don't want to.
They really believe that it's them. It's ingrained in me. I have to do this. No, you don't. You want to. You think that you have to. And
They're preparing for the Civil War. I hear a lot of that talk down here, man. I'll tell you, it's funny when I hear them say it because they're serious.
Yeah,
a lot of them are serious.
they dead ass.
They want get back for getting their ass whooped the first time.
They dead ass. They dead ass serious.
They are serious,
and he's egging them on. So
they try to kidnap a governor. They plan to kidnap a governor.
Two.
They were coming after Virginia's governor too.
Virginia's governor was part of that plot.
Yep, Virginia and Michigan.
I didn't even know that part.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
They were going after the Virginia governor too. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And it was just like it's unbelievable. And you would think the leader of this country would condemn that. I heard nothing from him.
Nothing. And then one sheriff talking about, they were making a citizen's arrest.
Yeah, that
is.
Right. Right. And it's so confusing. How you call yourself the law and order president, but when shit like that happens, you say nothing, bruh. That's not part of law and order. They try to
you tell them to stand by,
and
you tell them to stand by.
If he doesn't know what the laws are, there's no way in hell he gonna he gonna spit out anything relevant.
The thing is, though, man, people used to say George W. Bush was stupid. Nobody becomes president being stupid, including Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? So there's something here that we all are missing. I'm not sure what it is yet.
It's a game to him.
But we're going to find out. Either this is one big-ass reality show for him, TV show for him, or this is some other stuff. Because this is not just happening in America. The right wing is on a rise across the world, apparently, from what they're saying. So I don't know if this is something that's coming in waves because, history repeats itself.
Yeah.
But, guess what? I ain't going in the ball and chains.
Nope. Not at all.
Not doing it.
Not at all.
Nope.
Because they already got us fair in the police. Not us, but a lot of people. The minute they see a police, their blood pressure go up. They get tense.
Yeah.
They already have that fear put in. The police is militarized. They're not police anymore. They're army. They're an army.
Right.
So and that was done on purpose.
They're reverting back to what they were created for. They were the original slave catchers, and that's how they want us to react. Is if we're running, they're gonna kill us. All right, well, we took out another thief.
If you ever watch Gangs of New York, remember that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and all that? Their job was to, when we came from the South, we as the Black people who came from the South, after Reconstruction was happening, and we came up north, and then they said we have none for because the Irish was the niggas of the whites,
no doubt,
basically. So we have nothing for them to do. Guess what? Put them in charge of the niggers. So that's why you see most of the police is Irish or Italian, and believe me, the Italians got it afterwards, but the Irish was really the ones.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is a deep history. That Patrick Lynch guy, New York
Yep.
City. People wonder why he's so powerful. Man, that power has been passed on from generation to generation to generation.
That's without a doubt.
That's what De Blasio is getting a hard time right now.
That's without a doubt. That's without a doubt. So I mean, this is all wrapped up under the one foul umbrella, man. They just, I mean, that's how they justify what they do. That's why, you know, you can have kids in concentration camps because they've done this before. They know how to do it.
Yep.
And they just repeating it. They just repeating it, and they forget their history, their own history. They have revision. They the chiefs in revisionist history anyway. So they're masterminds with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And one guy, which I wish would get on this call, I'm gonna get him on. He says something so interesting to me, man, that you know we deal with, you know, black folks, we deal with so much truth. That's just in our nature. We want to know the truth. We want to deal with the truth, and that's it. You know what I mean? And that's our gift and our curse. You know what I mean? Because as soon as something is found not right or not true or whatever it is, or one thing found out about this person, we just straight up disown their ass. And they done with it. Gone. We discredit them. They can't be down with us no more. Nothing. We hate you. That's it.
Cut off.
Meanwhile, right, white people have perverted the truth at every chance they get.
Yep.
On every level, and it's eaten up, and they love them for it. And they move on and they thrive. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Look at Robert Downey Jr., bro. This dude was less than zero for real.
Right.
Look
he
where he's at now.
His whole life.
Man, I tell you.
Rewrote his own life. They had to kill him off in fucking Marvel because he was asking too much to be Iron Man.
Yeah.
This man was fucking a crackhead, wino, broke ass motherfucker.
Crawling in people's houses, sleeping in little girls' bedrooms.
Right.
Look at that. But look what they do to Bill Cosby.
Right. And we don't give our people second nothing. We just condemn them straight up. He guilty.
Straight to hell. Straight to hell.
Like, come on, we gotta stop that. And it's a major conversation that we gotta have. You know what I mean? And
we are so hard on ourselves, man. Yeah.
So hard on our own selves, on our own people. Like, we need to just, you know, unite. They chiefs and champions of that shit. That's why, you know, he can fucking Trump. He's the master of that shit too. He'll say some shit today and say, I never said it again yesterday.
Yep. What? Yeah. And can I say something too? You know, we were doing well through our music, and then we sold our music. We don't own nothing. We were sending messages through our music, and they knew this. Yep. We sold it.
Yep.
Puffy, Jay-Z, everybody.
Yep.
Everybody. Yep. We sold it. So we can't send no messages. Now we send the messages wearing tight pants and be gay and that's, I'm not saying that in a negative way, but what I'm saying is our men feminize themselves. We need men. We need men. Exactly. We need men. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to protect the family. We have our women playing the roles they shouldn't be playing. Not to say this is a chauvinistic conversation, but everybody's made for something. You're made differently for a reason. I can't give birth. You can. You nurture. I can nurture too, but you nurture better than I can nurture. You know, I protect. I do the heavy lifting. You know what I'm saying? And that's not no gender equality nonsense. You know, this is our gender role direction. This is just what we were made for. When you run away from who you are, that's when you find yourself in trouble.
You look no further than nature.
But the funny thing is that all of that leads into you know, it leads into the next topic, and we're gonna talk about Nigeria before we get off here too. But it leads right into the next three, because the next three topics we could just roll up into one. But I'll start with the Idiot 50. Like you said, you know, for 50 Cent, like you said, where they sold off the music and he lost control and the message and all of that. These, you know, fucking morons like 50 and the rest of these idiots. And I get, and I'll say this, he is an idiot, but I understand voting your interests because I was having a
Right.
conversation with somebody on Facebook. So I'm not mad that he's voting his interests. But my thing is too, is you have to realize your platform. You're telling people vote, I'm gonna vote for Trump. You got, let's say, 5 million followers on Facebook. Even if 2.5 million agree with you and just gonna vote for him because you're voting for him, you, like I said, the message that they're putting out there is terrible. Like you said, from wearing the tight pants or walking around with a purse and all of this. And I'm talking about the ones that claim that they're straight. If they're gay, they're gay. That's their business. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, you got that powerful platform. You're gonna run out there and talk about, I'm voting for Trump because I hate even saying his name, but I'm voting for 45 because I don't like Biden's tax plan.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
just stupid. No, go ahead. It's just stupid.
I'm sorry, but here's the funny part. So he got 6 million followers just per se.
Mhm.
5,999 of them live in the hood. They're not in his tax bracket, 50.
Nope.
They're not in your tax bracket. So what affects you is not going to affect those people who you are influencing.
Mm-hmm.
So then you are making them hurt themselves because they're going to vote for somebody who's going to hurt them. Who's going to hurt them with the policies and the systematic racism and everything else. Trump told them a long time ago, yeah, I feel that you're beneath me. I feel you're not equal to me, but I could do business with you anyway. And that's what Ice Cube and everybody else is not getting. Not because somebody will do business with you, mean you should do business with them.
Mhm.
Because if a man come to my house and my septic tank is broken, but you got a Trump sticker on your truck, or you got some Confederate flag on my truck, guess what? Never mind. I'll find somebody else to do the job.
Yep.
That's right.
I'm not investing in your
No.
life that you
That's right.
are against who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? So 50 coming out with this.
Right.
Well, I don't want to be 20 cent under Biden. I get it, and that applies to you.
Mhm.
Right.
But you know what? Keep your mouth quiet. Vote your interest. Not keep your mouth quiet because everybody has free speech. But direct it to people in your category, not to the
Yeah.
people who live in poverty, who go on welfare lines, who watch your shows, thinking that power is real and try to simulate that lifestyle, end up getting dead and shot and murdered and everything else, jail or whatever, because of what you're putting out there. A lot of your songs, 50, matter of fact, 50, you should know where you come from. You come from Queens, Jamaica, Queens. Sharon, you and I know intimately what that is.
Oh yeah, no
You know
doubt.
intimately what that is, where you came from. So you
Right.
basically you're forgetting where you're from, bro.
Exactly.
Hit that right.
Exactly the right point, man. Like I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like even with the whole vote your interest, right?
Mhm.
Like how selfish are you? You know, money just makes you a bigger of whatever you already are,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
So if you're selfish, you're gonna be extra selfish. If you're an ass, you're gonna be a big ass. You know what I mean? So this is just money is just exposing who he is. You know what I mean? Because um I'm gonna be honest, under Trump, yeah, I'm living better under Trump. But that's not my only interest. My interest is people who look like me. I have not forgotten where I come from. I haven't forgotten what it felt like to be disenfranchised, to have nothing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And to just vote that one part of your life, vote for just because of that one, because you have money,
Hmm.
is just
Exactly.
incredibly. It's
Exactly. Because
what
you know, go
what are
ahead,
you
Sharon. I'm
thinking,
sorry.
bro?
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay. Like
Yeah.
what are you thinking? Like come on. Like seriously? Like what about the other people who still live where you're from? I remember riding back through Rockaway like last year, and I was like thanking God, like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
like look where I come from, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have to make it out at all,
Mm-hmm.
at all. It wasn't, I did nothing special. Nothing special. By the grace of God. By the grace of God, I made it out and I live by the way I live. And And it's that empathy again. I keep coming back to that word that people are lacking. Is what will cause you to say something like that, knowing that you influencing a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah,
Knowing
yeah.
that.
And then you know what, the right wing is taking it and running with it. 50 my man. You know, everybody's cheering this kid on. The wrong people. I mean, look at this fool. I'm like, look at you. You're not Ice. You know, Ice Cube was my man. You know, but then you know, I don't know what O'Shea was thinking, because I tell you.
But you know the funny thing about him, and I listened to what he said on what's his name, Chris Cuomo's show. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I listened to the small piece where he said, you know, he's like, I'm willing to meet with both sides. And just like I told everybody on every social media platform that I could get on to say this too, I said the thing that people got to remember, regardless of if he was going there with good intentions or not, I said they got to think back to when October, was it July or so, when he was on his Facebook, on his Instagram page, and probably Facebook too, and he's telling people not to vote for either party until we get what we want. Okay, so you go meet with this, you know, with this dumbass administration, and you try to have this conversation with them, and now look what they're doing to him and stupid ass 50. Now they're doing what they normally do, which is they're photoshopping Ice Cube and 50 Cent with MAGA hats on.
Yep.
Let me tell you something.
And I'm telling people, I said, that's Cube's fault. You should have done your homework. I said, we bash and we beat the hell out of Steve Harvey for meeting with Trump. And I said, have you heard of Steve Harvey doing anything else with Trump since then? No. I said, they use you for that photo op. They use you to gain that vote because they know that you got X amount of followers. You didn't see Trump go after David Banner.
But let me tell you something too.
You ain't see him go after my song. You ain't see him go after none of those people.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how much you really think of us black people, though. The pick 3 rappers: Kanye, 50 Cent, and Ice Cube. Rappers. Who the hell are rappers? Who are they? What education level do these people have? How are they black leaders? You know, you pick 3 rappers to represent the black nation of United States of America.
And that's the
14% of the population.
Yep.
They didn't.
Really?
You're right. You're right. And that's the first thing they're gonna say when they're ready to discredit them. They're gonna be like, you know, what qualifications did you have in the first place? That's gonna be the first thing they say when they're ready to disqualify them. And that's exactly what's gonna happen to them too.
But you know, it fell for it. They fell. Like I said, Ice Cube intentions could have been all right, all well and good. It could have been. But like I said, my biggest problem with it is the same way you were, you know, jumping around making all of this noise back in July, talking about don't vote for either party until we get something. If you're gonna meet with this administration, why not have that same energy saying, hey, look, you know, I'm meeting with these people, even if you're not, you know, and say you put your question in the box or whatever, you know, in my DM, and I'm gonna ask them this question. No, I think he did it trying to be sneaky, go meet with them, try and get whatever. And then, like I said, this administration being who they are, it's probably as soon as he walked out of the Oval Office or wherever they met, they put out a tweet, just met with Ice Cube, blah, 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 whatever.
I wonder if he even met Trump at all.
Some underling, his son or
some underling,
Kushner or somebody.
Exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. He said it out of his own mouth. He didn't even meet directly with Trump.
Wow.
Like,
you know, he did it to himself. I don't feel bad.
When we had 21 people fighting for the Democratic nomination, this is when whoever wanted to say something should have said something and hold somebody's feet to the fire. Like I said earlier, instead of we have to now choosing the better of two evils, the less of two evils, that's what we have now. When we had all these other people out there, the field was big, broad. You got to put out what you want to, you know, say what's what we want. Come to some negotiation. We know who really have our back, and it's such and such. No, you know. And one thing I want to say before we just lose it, before I lose it, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you know, I always say this to people, and people look at me like I got two heads. But you got the king, the queen, the high priest, you have the prince, and you have the court jester.
Mm-hmm.
Black people, for some reason, always seem to find ourselves as the court jester. We're the entertainers, we're the clowns, we're something, but we're never in the position, a meaningful position. We're in the high priest, we're in the prince, we're in the king, we're in the queen, we're not the ministers. We're the freaking people who make them laugh, and when they get tired of us, leave me. No matter
Yep.
how much money they pay you, they're
But
still seeing you as a clown or
but
a comedian or a jokester. Or they're not taking us seriously.
but that's because. But I think, and that's a we're gonna have to get back on here and do this. And that's a whole nother conversation. Only because I think that's a part of that is our doing, our own doing.
I
Like
absolutely
we,
agree. I
like we were
agree
saying
totally.
earlier, because, and I'll bring this up quickly because I know I think I text y'all to let you know. Like I really want to do something talking about this whole GOAT conversation, and that plays into this talking about LeBron and Jordan and stuff. Is because you have somebody like Jordan, like LeBron doing what he's doing, and what do you see? He won his fourth ring. He putting all, what is it for? Put up $41 million to put kids through college for free and all this other stuff. And what these idiots doing on, on the internet, making up all sorts of memes. Oh, he's not really that good. He sucks. This, and that. And that's why they don't see us in any
Mm-hmm.
respectable light.
We tear ourselves down.
Tear ourselves down. And that's why the idiots on Fox News and all these other places could tell him and Durant just shut up and dribble. Because if we're looking at somebody that's as influential, that does not have a blemish on his record, as far as we know, as far as off the court, on the court, all that other shit. And they looking at it talking about, if this man is doing so well, he's doing so much for his community, putting all of these kids through college, and they still don't respect him, why the hell should we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just, and it trickles down, because even, and like I said, I'm gonna throw this in it, then I'll shut up so you can talk.
You
But,
good.
but I'll just say this: that's even like doing this show. It's like we do this, and I tell people about it, and I told them, I said, I understand the arena that I'm in, but I'm not gonna beg people to come on and see what we're doing. Because I'm like I said, for what we're doing, it's not something to where, like I said, it's not your typical podcast. I'm not knocking nobody else's podcast or whatever, but we're not just getting out here talking, talking sports, talking music, all that type shit. But we can't get, like I said, I gotta beg people to get on here just to come in here and have this adult conversation. And like I said,
No,
if we can't support our own, and like I said, I'm at a much smaller scale than LeBron, but if we can't support somebody like LeBron, or even support us doing this and having these adult conversations and not just talking nonsense, talking about love and hip hop and all that other bullshit, it's just like, why would anybody really take us serious if we can't support our own doing good shit?
because look at, as you just said it, love and hip hop. This is a staple of what our women are. Everybody wants to strip or internet whore or whatever the case is now to wife, and they feel that they have something on their arm. Now, we've allowed people to dictate to us what our values are. Like the whole thing with street cred. People don't even notice, but the word street cred came from one of the writers, and I believe it was Source magazine, a little Jewish guy who was trying to come up with the way to say, okay, you're from the streets. So he came up with the word street cred. Street
Right.
cred. And everybody trying to live off this thing now. Street cred. That's not all right. That's not our word. That's not our way we identify us. These women that they see in love and hip hop that they put up as whoever they're supposed to be, and these young girls following their footsteps. We should
Right.
cut that shit. No, that should be dead in the water. These men that they show on TV who supposed to be the exemplary or the examples of men for us to follow. No, I'm not, I'm gonna stop that and go here before I pass it off real quick. The whole GOAT conversation, Kobe is the greatest to me, just personally.
Mm-hmm.
But look at Michael Jordan. He's a GOAT. LeBron is a GOAT. But Michael Jordan, money went to Nikes, Jordans, prison systems, and a lot of dark places that we support. LeBron now is doing what Jamil just said, and we giving him hell. Magic Johnson is doing a lot of things, but all we could talk about, he got AIDS. But every Starbucks, every Olive Garden, so many places, this man employs thousands of people. But we only seeing the things that's put in front of us, the AIDS or Michael Jordan. Even I just said it. Mm-hmm. Jordans that people go to the mall 3 o'clock in the morning to stand up in line for. That don't mean he's a bad guy, but I'm just showing you where his values are compared to where LeBron is now. LeBron is putting people to school, and LeBron is trying his best to uplift his community. I don't know what Michael Jordan do besides the other things, but double negative or negative and positive.
Shit.
I mean, if you're doing this negative and then you're doing this little positive, this one doesn't outweigh the other one. If I'm making any sense,
right?
I never had a pair of Jordans in my life, and that's by design, because the way people, and I love Jordans. I like how they look, some of them, mm-hmm. but I wouldn't do it because the way I see how people lose their minds off of this, just like how people used to lose their minds off of 8-ball jackets and all these things. It's a thing, but you lose your life over a thing that's not even worth $2 to make. But who makes it? Who? We straight away. But I think you guys get what I was trying to say there.
Go ahead, Sherwin. We'll be thankful we jumped. We already rolled in Ice Cube, so we.
Oh yeah.
Get to that necessarily.
Y'all made a ton of valid points, man. And one thing that you guys spoke about, and what Paul spoke about specifically, was just the coming together of our community and one common goal. That was a very important statement that he made. We waited until we had one nominee to make all of this noise, to care. We waited until because we're so accustomed to just voting in a presidential election, we forget about the process. Mm-hmm. And we're so divisive that Ice Cube will take it upon himself to go to the White House with his own agenda without consulting the people who are on the ground doing this work for decades, bro. The people who are on the ground doing this work for so many years and were ignored and ridiculed and got nowhere, but they have a full understanding of how this is supposed to be done from a community grassroots level to implement change for us, right? If you have issues with the policies and you're rich, if I'm a billionaire, Jamil's a billionaire, Paul's a billionaire, I'm gonna get together like we're doing right now, why this is all important, and we're gonna come up with an agenda. And that's why I respect the NBA, because they didn't come up with a whole set of shouting points and then everybody's on their own thing. Nah, they went to the Players Association, and the Players Association went to the president of the Players Association. That president of the Players Association took it to the NBA commissioner, and they all got together and they took it to Capitol Hill. And took it to the owners of the teams as well and said, this is what we want now. And we're going to keep it concise. We're going to keep it precise. And until you open voting in every arena, until you guys back us into our agenda, we're not playing. And that was so powerful that they joined together and made one fist, and they made a real impact. And that's what Cube and Kanye and all these different factions are not getting. They're not getting at that at all. If you have a issue with the candidate, it don't start with the candidate. If I'm gonna say, hey, I have an issue with the candidates and I have an issue with the way we're treated as a people, I'm gonna go to whoever is in power or whatever in our local communities and the school board, and I'm gonna say, hey, instead of teaching that racist ass agenda, that Christopher Columbus ass bullshit, I need you to be teaching my kids about economics, and I need you to be teaching my kids about policy, about who is in control of us in our community right now. So when they come out of school at 18 years old, at graduating age, they're not confused when they get to the voting booth.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's right now.
Absolutely.
Right now. but we so divisive and we trying to be the man. We trying to
Mm-hmm.
go. Ice Cube did that shit behind everybody back. Let's keep it real.
He
Mm-hmm.
did.
You want to be the man. You want to go up there and you want to talk to Trump. That's what you did, right? And then it backfired on you, and now you
Got
want to look
played.
like you did it for us. No, you didn't.
He
You got
thought
played.
he thought I guess he thought he was gonna get the same treatment that Steve Harvey and Jim Brown and them got. They got to meet with 45. He didn't get to meet with them. It's just like they don't take you serious. They used you for a photo op and your
Yep.
dumbass fell for it. And like you said, it was self-serving. He didn't really go up there for us. He went up there for for self-serving purposes. And then when he got exposed, now it was talking about, oh, I'm willing to meet with anybody. Okay, but like I
Now
said,
it's cleanup time. Try
yeah,
to clean it up
exactly.
now.
You when you were on, like I said, I'm gonna see if I can find it for the next time we get on. But I'm gonna find the videos and stuff that where he was on his Facebook page. He was on there every day talking about they don't give us nothing. We shouldn't give them our votes, this, and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you're making all of this noise, which is cool and great at that time. But now that is we getting closer to the election, you want to sneak through the back door, come
Right.
up with some
Mm-hmm.
deal, and then if the deal would have gone through, just for you to say, "Oh, I was the one. I helped broker that deal."
Right.
That's not what the fuck it's about at this point.
Right.
Like
Nope.
I said, you hurting us more than anything that they could have done without you, because now you, right or wrong, you giving them some sort of legitimacy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly right.
you can't be self-serving at all. And to the point, and the other point you guys made about LeBron. You us as the people, we got to be able to just admit when we at fault and when we're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be the first to say I didn't like LeBron for a minute. For a minute, I thought he was self-centered. I thought he was immature, and a lot of the decisions that he made is decisions I just simply wanted to make. You
Mm-hmm.
know, in his basketball career, and for a while I didn't like him, but then he started making these decisions socially that really brought about change. And I was like, wait a minute, like hold on, this guy is more than meets the eye, and
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong about him. You know what I mean? You made a scholarship, a tangible scholarship for kids to go to college for free, and not only just that, you made a school.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Not Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar is still trying to get his school going.
Right?
Mm.
Legitimate.
I don't
And
even
you got
want to talk
that,
about that dude.
right? And then you didn't hold your tongue on social issues that had to deal with us. Going back to the 50 thing, LeBron is going to be a billionaire if he's not already,
Mm-hmm.
right? But money is not just his only interest when
Yeah.
he
Or
opens
his
his mouth,
or his motivation.
right? Or his motivation when he opens his mouth. 50, you know what I'm saying? Or you so self-centered that all you can think about is the money. But
Mm-hmm.
LeBron got bread, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
his only concern is not just the money. It's about the people that look like him.
Yep.
It's about people in the community that he's from and what agendas are going to help them, not only now but in the future. And when we have to decide between the two evils, which one is going to carry our agenda just a little further, and
Mm-hmm.
who
Mm-hmm.
like don't give a fuck about us.
Mm-hmm.
You know
But
what I'm saying? I could care less about the little breadcrumbs you giving me if you're going to starve my people around the corner.
yeah, I'm gonna feed
Or,
this
or
block. I'm gonna
or look
feed.
at me and spit on me when you get ready.
I'm gonna feed
Right.
this. I'm gonna
You
feed
acting
this
like you
block, but I'm not gonna feed that block. That's
right,
Mm-hmm.
right,
the
but you
shit
Mm-hmm.
that
acting
they
like
on. But
steak
the
though.
people,
You acting like you giving me steak. You giving me breadcrumbs, and we still on that same divisive shit. No, I got my breadcrumbs. I'm good. I don't care if Paul around the corner hurting. I got my
Mm-hmm.
bread.
and
Fuck
that,
out.
Yep.
but that's the shit. And like I said, people don't. They don't. I don't know. They don't think that. They just don't think. There's no other way. They just don't think. Everything is about me. And like you said, the thing that people fail to realize, they gonna hate and bash LeBron until till the day he die. But the stupidest thing is like that you bashing him, like you said, it's not that we're talking about a fading superstar or nothing. You're talking about the man that's at the top of his game, at the top of his game, making this noise. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not like he And yeah, he's not Jordan and when he was with the Wizards making all of this noise. He still
Right.
wins championships. He still, regardless of how many championships it is, he's still winning championships. He's still in the MVP race. He's still very relevant. Like I
Right.
said, could you imagine if Kaepernick would have had Russell Wilson's platform or had
Man.
Patrick Mahomes' platform and he was making that type of noise? And that's what people don't seem to realize. They just, oh, he, why should he care? He's a millionaire. No, because he understands that when he's gone, he needs somebody to carry on his legacy. He's not doing
Yeah.
it for, he's not just, like you said, not doing it for the money, because the same way everybody bashed him when he went to Miami, they don't know that he got paid to do that sit down. He did it at the Boys and Girls Club, and all of the money that ESPN gave him for that sit down when he made the decision to go to Miami, he gave that money to the Boys and Girls Club. He didn't take none of that money.
Yep.
Right.
And that's the shit that people fail to realize. Like you said, even touching back on Jordan, like you said, where his money is going. Yeah, people looking at it, oh yeah, well, he did this. He gave $1 million to Black Lives Matter. Okay. And he also turned around, he gave $1 million to the police fund. Then he also took $20 million or so and put it into a private prison.
Prison. Yes, thank you.
So you
Thank
taking
you.
$1 million and you giving it to Black Lives Matter. Okay, so now you what, 19 negative, not 19 in the hole? And then you turn around and give $1 million to the police union or police fund. So now you right back at 20 in the hole. So I'm just
Right.
like, and like I said, this is not to tear down one man versus the other, but just to get other people to see, what the optics and shit really are. You can love them both. I always tell people, and it took Kobe dying for me to really look at it and say, you know what, they're all great in their eyes. But if you're gonna continue to tear down LeBron and all this other stuff, what he doing, and it's even some of the idiots in the NBA, Kyrie Irving and all of them, you don't gotta like the man. Cool.
You a hater. You a hater, bro.
But you gotta respect what he's doing. You might be doing something low key. And it's not to say that you got to do stuff and just for the world to see. It's not an IG type thing where you're doing it just for people to see.
Right.
But if you're not doing stuff on his level, there should be no reason for you to badmouth that man. You don't have to like him. You can hate him from the locker room. You don't got to do no sucker shit like Paul Pierce be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Paul Pierce and punk ass Charles Barkley.
That mother man, I tell you that.
So I'm like, you want to bash the man just because you don't like what he's doing? Okay. If you want to keep it basketball, the man got 4 more rings than you do. He been in 10 finals. Cool. He lost 6. He got 4 rings. You don't have any.
Yeah.
What else needs to be said? But it's
amazing.
That's just that hating mentality. Why, like you said earlier, that's why they always see us as the court gesture, because we can't. We don't allow anybody to make it up to represent us. Instead of
the right way,
one king and everybody playing their role, because everybody's not meant to be the king.
Yeah, exactly. True. Facts. Facts.
And I think I said it the last time that we were on here. Is just the interview I did with my people from Brutality Films. I said, if you think about the B, I think it's the B movie or Ants, and it's so funny that we're referencing cartoons. But if you remember the movie, I think the whole point of the movie is just like everybody's not made to be the king. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was Ants. Everybody's not made to be the I guess in the army or the fighter ants or whatever. You got some people that are just there to build, and you got the other ones that are meant to be in the army. Everybody got to play their role in order for the colony to
survive.
To what it's supposed to be in for it to survive. Not for us. For us is nope. Oh, he going to the NBA. I could do that too. No, you could be his agent. You could be his manager. You could be his publicist. Play your role. Everybody's not meant to be in that position, but everybody wants to be in somebody else's position. That's not what God got planned for you.
Right. I hear everybody say, "Hey, king, hey, queen." Okay, I get the fact that you're holding us up in a high esteem, but not everybody's a king, and not everybody's a queen.
Nope.
And that's where we get confused, because you got this woman showing everything part of her on television, and you call her a queen. That's no. I don't want no queen like that.
Nope.
Right.
You could call me whatever, but that's just the way I prefer my woman unapproachable and conservative, and I think most of us do.
Yeah, we love the fad. We just love the fad. It's just another punchy catchphrase.
Yeah.
That's all it really is. And deep down in your heart, do you really even feel that?
Do you mean that exactly?
Do you mean that? Right. Do you mean that
What's up, my
shit?
brother? Brother, you
Right.
sure?
Do you mean it? Right. Like, oh, like you won't treat no king like that. You want
Facts.
treat the king. You want to treat a king the way you treat that man right there. You will not. So
Exactly.
Stop it. Like you calling each other brother. Like you want to treat your brother like that. So stop it.
That's the thing. Somebody need to call him out on this stuff, man.
They
call him out on it.
They subscribe to that Cain and Abel type shit, or they subscribe to the, you know what, I want to let him be the king so I can knock him off.
Let's see if you notice though. I didn't mean to jump right there, but if you notice, every movie, New Jack City, Crooklyn, every one of our movies is always somebody trying to take out the man. Juice, even somebody's trying to take out the man. You know what I'm saying? It's no The Wire. Oz. They even in jail, Oz. They're trying to take out everybody's trying to be the head honcho.
Right.
But then they look at it and say, "Oh, well, that's just our reality. We can change that."
That's the funny thing is, it's not really our reality.
No, it's not at all. But that's the mindset that they have, and it's just like just like when I tell people, I don't hate on nobody doing shit. If somebody doing something that I'm interested in, I want to sit down with that person to figure out or see how they got to that point. I ain't mad at nobody doing nothing.
Let me tell you something, man.
If it's somebody else with a podcast or something that can give me some pointers, my pride is never too big for me to say, yo, how you do X, Y, and Z. I don't have a problem asking that question. And that's the problem, is that people, I could do it. But then when you fall off, then that person don't want to help you after you tried to shit on them. Then it's just like, oh, so you're not going to help your brother out?
I wish they would. I wish they would. I would like, I just had this conversation with myself in the car just the other day. Like, why people just forsake another man's wisdom? Like, I wish to God if anybody would be like, yo, I know the path and I believe in them that they know the path and they lead me. Please, anybody, please step forward.
Like I tell my kids, my sons, my daughter said, listen, I've done this already. I'm already telling you not to do this, but you wouldn't listen. But then some random stranger will tell you something and you just run with it. I'm confused there, bro.
It always sounds better coming from somebody else.
Right. Which is crazy.
That's the bullshit. That's our Rubik's Cube. The shit that right. It takes forever to figure out. It's just like, I just told you the same shit. I could tell you nicely. I could tell you harshly. It does not matter how I tell you. It just sounds better coming from somebody else.
Yes.
Right. If you know the roadmap, why would I take you and you got the map?
Share it.
Lead the way. Please
tell me after high school, go directly to college if that was the path for you. Don't deviate. Don't get a job. You know what I'm saying? Study this instead of that. You know what I'm saying? See that girl right there? Turn your back. Walk away. She said hi. Don't even listen. Ignore. Come on.
Show me the road. if Jay-Z walked in this room right now,
man, listen,
open his portfolio and said, these are the stocks that I'm investing in, you got 2 minutes to write it down. Oh, I'm going to break my neck trying to find a goddamn pen. I'm going to like, oh shit, wait, don't close the book.
If I got to write it in blood, I'm going to get my notes. If I have to write it in blood, I'm going to scribble down as much as I can.
Exactly. And that's
hey,
you've been there, Jay. You winning. I see that. I can't tell you shit, bro. You doing what you do. Hallelujah. Thank you. Let me get it.
I see people, right? Let me talk about my personal life. So you guys are my cousins. You know who I am, right? For the people who don't know who I am, So I travel all over the place, right? I do work. I work. Sometimes I work 31 days out the month. You know, I'm pretty sure we all do it at some point. But people look and say, "Oh yeah, you got this good life," and you want this. Trust me when I tell you, you don't want what I do. You don't want to do. Sherwin has a job. I have no idea what Sherwin does, but I don't want to do what Sherwin does. Because a few times I call Sherwin, yeah, SJ's birthday, but Melissa got to take him somewhere because he can't be there because he's got to be somewhere else, and I know that kills him. Same thing with you, Jamil. It kills you to, when you used to work at Lockheed Martin, the hours you used to work, the overtime you used to work. And you're like, he's making money, but do you really want to be doing that? No, don't assume because somebody have something that you think is great that you want to do it. Find your own path first of all. And I kind of got off the subject at hand, but the thing is, the grass ain't green on the other side. There's never green on the other side at all. And don't assume because it's this. I mean, because of what you think you see, that's what it is.
They don't want to start at one. Everything starts at 1. They want to start at 5, and I'm like, all right, it's a process.
I want to do what you're doing.
Yeah, they don't want to start at 1 to get to 5. They want to start at 5. And I'm like, no, it's a process to get to 5. You can't just start at 5 and think it's gonna be all right.
And this is different from what Sherwin was saying, but showing you the roadmap. Yeah, Jay-Z can show us the roadmap, but we don't have Jay-Z money to invest that kind of money, so we can invest our $5. Right. That's the difference. That's the difference. Now the job that I do, years of me doing it allow me to do what I do.
Right.
But you coming in fresh off the ground, you can't do what I do. And I'm not being arrogant.
No, it's true.
You can't do what I do.
Yeah, you're gonna need skin in the game. You're gonna need skin in the game, and that's what it's all about. Like you can't take what the man say and just think you're gonna automatically beat a man.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he can give you the roadmap, but you still gotta have skin in the game. And I'm pretty sure any person that's been doing it for that long, that's the first thing they're gonna tell you. Like, you gotta get the experience. You gotta have skin in the game to get where I'm at. But in the meantime, let me show you where to start.
Yeah.
And then we can build off of that. But it takes
that's it. That's it.
That king. They take that one dude, then be like, let's reach back. You gotta build. You gotta build.
But
build.
They don't want
overnight successes. You gotta work for that.
There's no such thing, boy. You gotta build.
They don't want that. And that's what I'm saying, because I'll say we're gonna end on Nigeria. We'll save J-Lo for another day. But I'll say this is that even with the roadmap, I look at it like this. If one of y'all, like I said, if we all billionaires or whatever, or let's say if y'all billionaires and I'm a millionaire and you showing me this, even if you don't have the exact roadmap to get me to where you are, I'm willing to take that trip with you and get lost. Because I look at it and say, look, if we get lost together, hey, we gonna find our way to where we supposed to be. Versus me just saying, this dude done got me lost. You don't know what the hell he talking about. We gonna figure this out together. We both gonna get to them billion. Or it's gonna get you to 2 billion. It's gonna get me to 1 billion, and I'm cool with that. I'm not trying to jump from
exactly
being that millionaire straight to 2 billion, because, like I said, there's some pitfalls in between that I would rather find out when I got my billions versus finding out those pitfalls when I get to 2 billion.
Yeah.
Because that loss of 2 billion is a hell of a lot bigger.
Yeah, you're lying.
2 billion.
You're lying, bro.
We may get lost. We may get lost, but as soon as you see the road you was on before, you could be the first person to tell me, "Oh snap, there it is, right there."
Yeah,
I ain't gonna never see it. Exactly. I ain't gonna never see it. But you once you see the road we supposed to turn on, you're gonna be like, "Oh, there it is. There it is. My bad, we got lost, but there it is, right there." Of course, you're gonna stumble. Of course, you're gonna stumble along some point. You know what I'm saying?
I believe you're supposed to stumble.
Right. This parts of the country me and Paul could tell you about all day, every day. You want to go to LA? You want me to tell you all the best spots to go and where to go hang out? I could definitely do that. But You know, if you ain't never been there, you gonna go over there and spin your wheels. Let me cut your effort real quick and let you get you to the money real fast.
Yep.
Let me tell you where to go, and you're gonna have the best time, and you ain't got wasted time. I wasted.
Yep.
I've been out there and wasted plenty of time.
We did recon, bro.
Right. I done it right. We done the recon.
Yep.
Let me get you to the money so you ain't gotta spin your wheels the way I did.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it works.
Everybody, they're spending too much time trying to be the man instead of, instead of asking for that help. Like I said, I'm willing to learn so that I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna hate on that man because he think he know everything. Or he think whatever. He just trying to be the man. He just trying to get one up on me. He ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't shit. If he could do it, I could do it. Yeah,
never understood that. I never understood that though.
Let me ease your pain, bro. Let me ease your pain.
He been there.
Shit, my mom said never refuse help.
Never.
No.
Never. And we all got them lessons that we learned from our parents that we ain't listen to everything they say, but it's some of them lessons that you like.
Stuck.
Thank God I did.
Yep.
For real. My mom used to always tell me, don't ever envy what another man got because you don't know what it took for him to have that. I didn't listen to a whole lot of stuff, but that one, thank God I sat not pausing, I listened to that. Because I ain't never in my whole life envied no man for what they got. Because I look at him and be like, I don't know what struggle it took for him to get that there.
Right? Facts. So
I'm not going to beg for his troubles.
No.
Not at all.
No. Because I might not be built to carry his shit. You know what I mean? It's, whatever he went through, that was for him. He may be able to deal with, being, working those 12-hour shifts or whatever the case is. I might not be built for that shit. So
that might kill me.
You know what I mean? I put myself in that position. Now my blood pressure up, my shit, I'm all fucked up because I'm trying to live somebody else's life.
That might kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like
that
road life ain't for everybody. I know is one success I can count 6 other people who got divorced or whatever they went through in their life between them, their kids, their family members, and everything. That their whole life fell apart doing what I do.
Yep.
Just being on the road.
Yep.
That's
life. A fact.
Life fell apart, bro.
And
that's not even a joke, bro. That's not even a joke.
No joke.
That's
you
real. Lost it all. You lose it all.
All. Doing what I do.
The only thing you got is the road now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Some dudes live on the road, have no physical address. Lost everything doing what I do, bro.
Yep.
So it ain't for everybody.
Nope.
No.
It ain't. That's what people gotta understand. But let's jump into this last one before the wife kick on my ass.
You already know.
But are y'all up or have been paying attention to what's going on in Nigeria?
Man,
let me go first real quick.
Go ahead.
Because only thing I can say about it is I just saw Pray for Nigeria. I have no idea what's going on there.
So I'll give you the breakdown, and like I said, somebody may listen to this, may see this on YouTube or whatever the case may be, and will have way more knowledge than I did because I've been seeing Pray for Nigeria, and it's until today when I was writing down notes and stuff for the show where I was just like, let me take a look at this. So what happened is, and the easiest way I could kind of explain it is, what's happening is that in Nigeria, they were having a problem, I think, a couple years ago with a lot of robberies and all of this stuff. So they came up with this task force named SARS, and I forgot exactly what it stands for. I'll look it up in a minute. But so they created this task force SARS, and they were supposed to deal with the robberies and all of these different things. So then what started happening is what happened all over the place, and the SARS group took it upon themselves to be like this rogue agency within the police department, and they turned into the cops in New York with the stop and frisk shit. So what they were doing now is the SARS group started targeting young people that had shit that they envied or wanted. So they saw a 20-something-year-old with a Lexus truck or whatever, they snatching them out the truck, then they trying to extort them. So what led to the unrest that's going on now is, I think it was either September 8th or October 8th, there was an incident in front of some hotel in Nigeria where this young, I think it was 19 or 20, he was in a Lexus truck. They stopped him, yanked him up out of there, killed him in front of the hotel.
Jesus.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, somebody has it on camera where the cop killed him, and the kids, the young folks got tired of the shit, so they started marching. So when they started marching, just more and more shit started coming out, and other people started talking about how the SARS task force was mistreating the 20-something-year-olds and shit. So then they said the police commissioner, or whatever his official title is in Nigeria, came down and immediately disbanded the SARS task force. So what happened now, I think it was last night or Monday night, they were doing a protest out somewhere. Somebody with some gun came in there, opened up fire on hundreds of protesters, and killed, I don't know how many people.
Wow.
The case may be. So that's, like I said, I know I'm not doing it any justice. I'm gonna have to look into it more. I'm gonna look into it while y'all talking. But that's just the gist of what I got from what I was reading in a couple of videos that I saw, is that just that they, the task force took it upon themselves to make themselves some money off the books, and the young group of young folks got tired of the shit.
Yeah, typical. But yeah, from what I heard about it, it was like they're just not honoring their right to peacefully protest. So they're gonna protest against police brutality, and when they're disbanding the crowd, they're not. It's not like here per se. They really putting the billy club to head, and they pulling guns out, and they breaking up the crowd, however and whichever way they so choose. So the same issues of police brutality that's happening here is happening there. And like Paul mentioned earlier, a lot of this stuff is connected. Like, if you watch world news, and you're looking at some of the leaders of some of these countries, which were democratic countries similar to ours with morals and beliefs, they have leaders in place that are really radical. Look at over there in Europe, like a lot of those countries in England. Look at Brazil. You know what I mean? A lot of these Latin American countries, and here they all sound like Trump. They all sound like Trump, and it's just a worldwide agenda. It's a whole worldwide agenda. Like they influence not only our elections, but whoever these powers that be, whether it be Russia, whatever they want to spin it as, or off the beaten trail, whoever it is, they influencing elections all over the world.
Yeah.
All over the world. So now we having all these people in place that you've never heard of before, and they're like have these radical ideas that most of the people don't even agree with.
Yeah. But they have the power.
They have the power. And the same thing's happening in Nigeria. So every election has been threatened.
Yeah.
And all these police officials have been, and all these people who have been hiding in the shadows are now outright saying what they're
emboldened.
Doing. They're very emboldened and doing what they think. And the same thing's happening in Nigeria. And that's the problem. And that's the problem with the media in America, as we touched on earlier too. They're only concerned with American issues. If it ain't coronavirus and Trump, you ain't hear about nothing else.
No, exactly.
I haven't seen issues about Nigeria on no news outlet. No legitimate, quote unquote, legitimate news outlet here in this country. This shit going on in India. They have major riots and protests going on in India as well. You don't hear about none of that. None of that. They strip whole religious groups in India of their rights.
Yeah. And then there's a place called Bullercrest or something like that. Or they got it. Yeah, they got it bad too. Armenia is going through something. I mean, but all we hearing is about 45 and Sleepy Joe and Corona.
That's it.
And I wonder, this is going to be another show, but I wonder what is going to happen if Corona doesn't go anywhere. How are we going to get used to the new normal?
That's a whole hour conversation by itself.
Right. I mean, that's how they allowed to clear the streets the way they clear the streets. It's Corona. Get your ass off the street. It's Corona.
Oh man, they use that shit so effectively too.
Right.
Lockdown.
I think they said, and I don't want to stray too far from Nigeria, but I think that just talking about the corona, like you said, to clear the streets and shit. I think they said it's in Ireland and Italy. They're going back into full lockdown where you're only allowed to go within 3 miles of your house.
It's like that in Australia right now. It's like that in
all that type shit. But I mean,
now.
But that's what I mean. Like you said, the media only gonna show us but so much, and then and just to for when people see the show, and when people start to pick up on the show and stuff. That's why I wanted to make sure we talked about Nigeria, is just to show people is that it's not just about shit going on here, and it's a touch on everything, because it's so much other shit going on. Like I said, we're in this bubble where we're getting beat in the head with the Corona Billy Club and the presidential race and all this other shit. Because like I said, I'm just like you, Paul. Only thing I saw was pray for Nigeria. And in my head, in my selfish head, and I can admit I was being selfish, it's just like, okay, what happened? Another flood or something going on. And then once I actually clicked on the video and paid attention to it, it's just like, oh shit. That's similar to what the hell is going on here, or what has gone on here.
But this time is no race involved. It's black on black now. It's even crazier, which is even crazier.
I mean, it's
a whole nother show, bro.
Yeah, it's just so much.
Especially
when it comes to Africa. Africa. Oh my God.
Let me give you all a joke. Today my son's reading, his teacher's reading something to them about gorillas or something like that. And the fact that people in Africa are very poor, so they kill these gorillas to eat the meat. And it's called jungle meat. No, it's called not jungle meat, wild meat. And I said, Africa is a big place. I don't know if she heard me or not, but I said, Africa is a big place. Why is she just saying Africa?
Right.
Like
generalization.
The people in Africa?
That's what they do.
It's like 100-something countries in Africa.
Right.
But that's what they do when it comes to us. And that, like I said, that's why they have so many people afraid of us, because of the way they spin the bullshit, from the history books to social media to the actual
we savage and rapists. That's who we are.
One do something stupid, it's all of us. And it's just like, no, it's not all of us. You got one idiot doing something stupid.
I don't understand how people allow themselves to have their minds just be confined to a prison. Like, how can you just subject yourself to one idea, one principle, just one way of being, to the point where somebody can say this is going on in Africa and you see it one way?
Yeah.
Like what? Oh, that's black people wilding. Like, there's only black people who live in Africa.
Jordan is Africa. Egypt is Africa.
Morocco,
Zimbabwe,
is Africa.
Morocco. Come on now, what are we doing?
But that's because their little ass brains can't process. So so many things at one time. Like I said,
incredible.
They have the blinders on, and it's just like I said. And like I said, I think we've all been there, especially in this country, where we're focused on one thing. There's so much shit going on our right, but the media is telling us shit is going on over here at the left. So we only got our mind trained and focused on the left.
Right.
God. And then I hope that's what it is.
And I hope, a lot of people get out of this. Oh, that's why interrupted me on a call. I hope a lot of people get out of this, what you said earlier too. Like, we're not just subjecting ourselves to one train of thought. Like when you said we was talking about the LGBT community, we cut it and said that, hey, we need to have someone on here that represents that community, so we get a full perspective. Because I don't know what it is to be them. No. So by all means, come on and represent yourself, and we'll respectfully give you a platform to express your views.
Say your piece.
Right. It's just respect. I'm not trying to be put into a box. I'm not trying to be have one idea.
You're not gonna tame me. You're not gonna tame me. Because you're already doing that anyways. So any little chance I get to resist, I'm gonna resist. You're not gonna tame me, because we've been tamed so much as humans. It's ridiculous.
Right. To be a puppet.
Yeah,
To be a puppet.
And that's the shit is, like I said, when people listen to this, when they see this, whichever one it is, I want them to understand it does not matter, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whoever wants to come on and talk, you come on and talk. It's open.
Just be honest. Right. Just be honest with yourself.
It's not an attack, it's no attack culture, none of that shit here. You get on here, you talk, you say what you say. We could have this conversation and respectfully disagree. I'm not
no doubt about it.
We've had that. We've been there already. So
yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not going to delete you. I'm not going to delete you from the the call because I disagree or I don't fully understand what that what you're talking about. And like I said, I know that I don't say everything in the correct tone or the correct form. So I don't want nobody to take it personally, but that's how I talk. But it's not. I'm not going to say anything to where, oh no, you feel this way.
Right.
Nah, I can't do it. I want you on no more.
Right.
Shit. Like I said,
it's not a got you program.
No.
There's two types of people. There's two types of people that I love outside of my family. Or is someone who can teach me something and someone who could change my mind about a subject that I feel passionately about.
Mm-hmm.
If that's it, then I love you. That's why I love LeBron. He changed my mind about who he is.
Yeah.
So now I love him. I used to hate Floyd Mayweather, the way he was, the way he boxed and all that. And then I got to love and respect the man for for being a technician. And now he's my favorite boxer ever. I used to hate Floyd.
Because he didn't fit into their box. They hate him.
Right, he didn't fit into their box, so they continue to hate him. But if you're a boxing fan, you know what I mean? You love him for what he does for the sport. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, point blank period. So if you could teach me something and you could change my mind about a subject I'm passionate about, by all means, I'm gonna love you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna respect you forever.
Because it helps with your growth, Exactly. It helps with your growth. Yeah.
People don't want to grow. They
make me a bigger man, yeah.
Totally afraid of change.
Man, for real. But you really don't want it. You really don't want that change. You really don't want that growth. Because it's all about that. It's all about learning. Each one teach one. That's how we grow. And furthermore, you know what I mean? Like me and Jamil said before you got on, Paul, it's about the consistency. You know what I'm saying? This is how we change. These conversations is how we change the world.
Absolutely. People ourselves too. Yeah.
Change ourselves because we can talk about it all day long, but we have to be active. And these conversations is what's important to get it out there. And that's why we keep inviting people on and we hope more people to come because it's these conversations that allow us to grow and become a community, to have change within our community. So if we can have change within our community, it can expand outward. You know what I mean? And make my life more peaceful.
Absolutely. Because even for myself, listen back to the show I was on before, I had to change some of my tones and how I interact with other people there because, you listen to yourself, say, I didn't sound good saying that, or I was too aggressive, or maybe I should let him make his point before I cut him off, So, listen to the prior show. I even had my wife listen to the show. She was like, whoa, So this helps me grow as a person. Because I don't want to go in a professional setting and I'm doing the same things, even though we're cool and be family and all that other stuff, I still should have that respect to show you, well, finish your point before I cut you off, or we're so passionate about what we're saying, you're not even thinking about what the other person is saying, and everything helps. Everything helps. If you can grow as a person and learn from anything, that means you are a person on the right track because you're learning, you're growing, you're seeing things for what they are, and then you see things for what they're not as well. I said I'm done there because my battery's about to go.
Oh no!
So I don't want to cut out on you.
Oh no, we about to jump off. But I'll say this before we go, because also what Sherman and I talked about before you got on too, Paul, is just like I was talking to next week's guest, which I put out on Instagram and Facebook. But when I was talking when me, Sherman and I was talking, we were saying that just think about how much this has grown from where it started and what this all was started for. Because this wasn't started or intended to be a podcast or starting a YouTube channel. None. It was just to get on here to check on my family, see how everybody was doing. And like I said, it evolved from there. Y'all know me well enough. I'm not a big talker. This is the most talking anybody will ever hear me do outside of our family. And like I said, it's all about change and consistency. Because like I said, it went from doing one show to shit. Now we do it every week, which is which is exciting for me. Because like I said, it's helping me come out of my shell and talk more, so that when people see me, I don't get the same crazy shit that I always get. You people telling me I look mean and standoffish. I tell them I'm not mean and standoffish. It's just the up north in me. I don't.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't jump out here. But like I said, it's the growth. We still growing, we still working, and like I said, we got more shit to come, more guests, more people hopefully not afraid to jump on here and converse with us. But,
right.
Fellas, it's been fun. I think we tapping on 2 hours again, which
wow.
Yeah. 2-hour episodes, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
But it was fun, fellas. We'll do this again real soon. Was it next week or something? No, I'll be in touch and let y'all know what day we coming back on and stuff.
All right, cool,
fellas.
Cool.
I appreciate the conversation. We got through 95% of the questions. Like I said, we say that J-Lo shit for another day.
Jenny from the block. That's what she'll always be. Yeah, brother.
Fellas, it's been real. I holler at y'all again.
All right.
Y'all stay safe.
Love y'all. Peace.
I love you too.